It is clear and cold this morning. In fact, just a little while ago I looked at my thermometer that's beside my computer. Now I know that the time on it isn't right because I didn't set it back to standard time in the fall. So it's not really the time it says, it's about an hour earlier. However, I'm starting to ramble here. And anyway, clear and cold. You know, when the sun is shining, a person sort of feels a little bit happier. I don't know, there's something about sunshine, right? Anyway, we are looking for some pieces here. We need some D-52s first. Then on top of the D-52s go some D-50s. And the 52s are right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's 6 on this sprue. There'll be 6 on the other sprue, or fret, I guess I properly should really be calling these. Oh yeah, and once again it's garbage day. That wasn't planned, but yeah, we do have garbage here in Winnipeg. Now, yesterday I was talking about, I was going to show you on this piece here, don't want to break anything, that I had thought something was flashing that actually was part of the molding, and it's supposed to look like that. I'll put the macro lens on, I'll show you what I was talking about. Oh, and there's something else as well. Well, I'll show you that when I get the macro lens on as well. Now, if I can get the light just right, you can see right here there's a line of flashing. And I was trying to scrape that off with my fingernail yesterday, and then I thought, I wonder how bad it is on the other side, because usually, as you know, there's flashing on one side, there's likely going to be flashing on the exact same, on the opposite side. And so when I was turning it around, I only turned it, as you can see, 90 degrees, and there was another line of flashing, and I thought, well, that's unusual. And then I thought, hey, wait a minute, this is not supposed to be flashing. This is supposed to be some kind of molding that on the real ship there was probably some sort of bracing or something that ran up the outside. And okay, now the other thing I was going to mention was that one of the viewers commented, let me get it turned around here so that you can see. Well, actually you can't. Let's see if I can twist this around here. Okay, now this may not be perfectly in focus, but you remember yesterday we were wondering about which way these openings would go. Would they aim up, or what, or forward? And I should have realized what this is. This is sort of a rangefinder sight type of thing for guns, and that's what it was. And this was for the anti-aircraft directoring. Or director, and so that's what that was. And these openings that you see in the top here, those would actually have been the lenses, and it would be like a huge pair of binoculars. Yeah, there's probably people on the inside of this thing, and they were probably looking into some sort of optics, and they would be able to tell the height and the distance of the aircraft that were coming at them. Anyway, a lot of words to say very little. Sorry about that. One more thing. When I first looked at this thing this morning, I had noticed that one of these optics had slumped a little bit. And what I did was I took my heat gun and I adjusted it for 220 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius, and I heated it up for probably about, only maybe 15 seconds because the part is so small. And then I was able to sort of push it straight, you might say. I can't remember which one it is. It was one of these anyway. And that actually worked really well. And then because it's so small, it hardened really quick. And the plastic hardened really quick, and it stayed that way. So, yeah. I know that I can go up to 220 degrees and not completely melt the plastic. It seems to me that I did do some sort of a test months ago when I first got my heat gun. I thought I had written the temperature down on one of the posts on the model table, but I looked this morning and I couldn't find it, so I'm probably going to have to redo that again. Anyway, more rambling that we don't need, right? Okay, we need D52, and we need 4 of them. And I was thinking a moment ago, why don't I just nip all 12 of them out, because we're going to need them later anyway. Then I realized, nope, they're probably a lot safer being left on the fret. They're just so small they'd be easy to lose. One of the viewers mentioned when I was talking about putting little parts in the test tubes, and he said what you can also do is use, stick it to a piece of masking tape, fold the masking tape over, and then you could just write on the masking tape what the part number is. And I thought that was a pretty good idea. But I don't know, maybe the masking tape might get stuck on the part. And these parts are just so small, maybe the masking tape idea is not, wouldn't even work with that. I do have little tiny pouches or plastic bags that the parts for when I was pen turning, the small parts like the nib and the spring and what have you, they came packaged separately in little tiny resealable pouches, and I saved most of them, and I probably have, I'm guessing a couple of hundred, because I did turn a lot of pens in the early days. Well, not so early actually. Anyway, let's put our macro lens on and see what we can do here. Alright, I think the way I'm going to do this is so I don't have to keep switching the direction of my blade, I'm going to get all the ones that are at this angle. There's one. And because these pieces are so small, I want to get it right the first time, because they'll be almost impossible to hold on to. One more. And if I have to trim the tab. Now, the other angle. Alright, now we'll just break them loose here. There's a little part on the top here. Don't want to bend that the wrong way. Okay. Now these number 50s have to be glued on top of those 52s that we just got. And again, I want to try and get as close to the part as I can. Now I know that a person could use a microscope and some very, very delicate tools, and you could trim the tab off something like this, and probably I could do it if I put my mind to it, but I just don't want to have to put my mind to it. Maybe it'd be better this way. Notice how there's a little indentation on the top of that? I do believe that has to somehow fit into, that little slot has to fit over part of the 52 somewhere, somehow. Maybe that little piece that I was saying that Didn't want to bend over. Okay. Now for these spotlights that we made a while ago, don't poke at them. Okay, each one requires 2 number 47s. One goes right there. Oh, for heaven's sakes. And the other one goes right there. Yeah, so we got to nip off a dozen because there's 6 lights. Now each one of these sheets has 6 of these little wheels. And you know what I'm going to do next, right? I'm going to pick them up with the tweezers and drop them in the tuna fish tin, and they're going to go plink. But you already know what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it, and also get the ones off the other sheets. Then we'll see what else we need in the way of photo etch. Okay. Now we need 4 D17s, and these will be braces that will go up underneath that anti-aircraft director control, or whatever you call it. Got a little bit too close there. I think I might have actually shaved off part of the brace. Okay. Now we'll just do the same on the other sheet. Okay, we got a lot of little pieces here, but we're still not done. Remember when we were making this part here? Now there's got to be a little piece of photo etch goes on the top of it somehow after it's bent. And it is number A43, and we need 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Now earlier today, my son was going to the grocery store, and he said, if ever you need anything, let me know. Well, I'd got a powerful hankering for pizza, and so I got him to pick me up some pizzas and some other stuff. And maybe I should do them all from the same direction here. And I usually buy in bulk, and by the time I get repackaging stuff, like the ground beef for instance, I repackage it into smaller portions and put it in the freezer. And all that took up a bit of time. In other words, it's after 2 already in the afternoon. And then I got involved doing something else. Okay, it was making a pizza. So we're not going to get a whole lot done here today. Alright. Now I can see that these ones here, after they're glued onto the that round
barrel-shaped part, they are going to be very easily bent out of shape. So I'm going to have to be like super careful. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for today, folks. So thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.